Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. I'd run too. Well, that has dispersed the cat. Oh, my God. That's just odd. They'll come back. The cats will be back. Something scared the cats if nobody's watching yet. Come back, kitties. Oh, goodness. That's unfortunate. I'd run too, y'all. I'd run too. I guess I'll get the notification today. That's odd. Oh, well, I'll live stream for myself. Very unusual that I didn't. And I haven't. Oh, I guess because last night was 6 and I've already had the 3. Okay, that's fine. I'm live streaming anyway, irregardless. Irregardless, be live streaming. Hey, I got one person watching. And that's okay. That was a really odd occurrence today. I was still looking. Hello, whoever's here. Thanks for watching. I got 2 people. Nice. Well, the kitties have finished their food. I'll get y'all some more. I've been feeding y'all all day. Y'all shouldn't be that hungry. Plus, y'all were frightened. I didn't think you would come back. Yeah. Plus, I know you've been hunting. And here comes, they're coming back. They're coming back. Hey, y'all, looking for the remnants? Yes. Hello. Hello, kitties. Adele, you are still looking for that, aren't you? Aren't you, Adele? Well, nobody in chat wants to talk to us today. That's okay. I'll talk to myself. I'll talk to the kitties. Hello, everyone in chat. I don't know, I smell somebody cooking something sweet. Or is that my imagination? Oh, they are listening. They are very alert kitties. Very alert. Something scared them, and now they're going to pay very close attention to what's going on. I don't blame you. I would too. Yes. Well, chat sure is quiet today. That's okay. We can just sit here quietly and enjoy the kitties. Beautiful sunlight coming between the trees through the light there. It's very pretty. If anyone would like to say hello, that'd be great. Anyone wants to say hello? Kitty enjoying the watering hole. Nobody's going to say anything today. That's fine. I can sit here and quietly enjoy the sun going down, the sounds of the birds, and the kitten alone. That's fine. She's found a bug. She's found a bug, y'all. Well, I have 8 people watching. None of them want to say hello. That's fine. I understand completely. Just, come on here and say something. Give me a heart. Send me an emoji. Oh no, Ethereal wants to sit in my lap. Hello, kitty. Do you want to snuggle? Okay, we'll snuggle. Okay, I got you. Such a good kitty. Try to hold it still for the 4 people that are watching. Yes. Seven people are watching. Well, that's better than nothing. Yeah, I think I already had way too many YouTube notifications today. I should have waited till 7, but then it'd be dark. This whole getting darker earlier thing is interfering with my live streaming, but that's okay. I'm doing the best I can with what I have, and there's nothing I can do about getting darker earlier unless I can learn how to control the world. And if I could learn how to control the world, I wouldn't be here. The car slowed down. Ah, I hear barking dogs. And she's chasing something again. Oh, 6 people are silently here, not even giving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or to say something snarky like, your picture quality is terrible. Like, what kind of phone are you using? It's not clear. I could probably have the best phone in the world. It wouldn't be clear. I'm in the woods, people. I'm in the woods with no Wi-Fi. Oh, it's John back here again. Well, hello, John. I remember you from this morning. Thanks for being here from Arkansas. I just saw something odd, John. I just saw a very small child running down the road alone. I'm like, why is there a kid in the road? I think it was chasing a dog or something. Because it sounded like it was calling dog, but it seemed like it was way too small to be in the road, even out here in the country. It was very unusual. I'd never seen that before. I mean, the child seemed very young to me. I don't know much about children, but I tell you, it was running down the road right in front of me, and the cats were out here eating, and it scared all the cats, and they just took off running. And I could see a dog running back through the woods. I think they were chasing the dog. I don't know where the kid came from, and I don't know where it went. I'd never seen him before. It's very odd. And I'm like, looks like it was so young it needed parental supervision. So, quiet evening though. Yes, she does. I have all these kittens I have. I have 5 gray kittens gray tabby kittens out here, and she's the only one that's puffy. She's the only one. The rest of them are just smooth haired. But the grandmother to these cats has, or I guess at this point it would be great grandmother, was really super fluffy. So I assume it's some of that DNA coming down from their great grandmother, who was a stray that was here many years ago. They were all eating, and a lot of people come on just to watch the kittens eat, but they made short work of the food, even though I fed them very heavily this morning. It's really hard to get a cat full. It's what I'm like, it's one of those things, you feed them, you feed them, you feed them. It's not enough. They want more. They'll gorge and gorge and gorge. I gave them some leftovers. They were hunting. I saw like bits of fur where they caught something. Plus all the cat food. They're still hungry. We've got some beautiful sunlight streaming between these trees. Yeah, the time change is gonna really wreak havoc with my live streaming. The time I normally do it would be dark. And normally I do my live streaming at 6 in the evening. But Adam at Catatainment will be doing his live stream at 6. Well, I want to spend time with Adam and watch his live stream. Plus, I wouldn't live stream when someone I know is live streaming. I'm just that way. If someone I consider a friend is doing a live stream, I'm not either. And I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but I do. I'm like, I'm going to watch my friends' live streams if possible. So I know not as many people are around at this time of day. They do enjoy the watering hole. Well, that's good. It's always good to rescue a kitty. You just don't know what their circumstances are. They could have been stranded out there for a while. We got a little tuxedo cat over here. Have you got a name for her yet? Monster. Okay. You kittens can be monsters. They can be very, very active. Oh, now another one's coming to get in my lap. No, my lap's full, kitty. It's very quiet on chat today. It shows 18 people are watching, but no one wants to say hello, which is fine. It all counts towards my watch hours, I think. I mean, I know YouTube does look at engagement, how many people are talking and how many thumbs up you get, and I think they look at everything, but who knows? They can change the rules at any point in time. We'll swing back around here and look at her. That's my mommy cat there. I'm going to get her spayed, though. She's had enough babies. She's provided me with lots and lots of beautiful kitties, and I'll give her a rest. Isn't that right, Edo? Her name is Edo. So many people think it's Miracle, but this is not Miracle. Miracle is puffier. I'm gonna... Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, John. That's always hard to lose one. Um, I've never planned on getting a cat, John. I have never said, hey, I'm getting a cat. I've never planned that. They just happen to me. I just find them or they find me. Unfortunately, people have dropped them off in my yard a few times. Yeah. Oh, 15. That's not that old. I mean, yeah, that's sad. So sad. She's going to see something. Let's walk around some. I got a cat clawing my legs. I need to move around. I've been using the watering hose all day. It's very dry here. We haven't had rain in a while. So I've been using the water hose all day. Not all day, but most of the day. Trying to keep my flowers from dying. Hey, Ado. Do you want to say hello to everyone? Ado. Ado. No. We got one on the car over here. I had some flowers blooming, but it's gotten so dry. It's been a while since we had rain. Here's a kitty on a car. Hey, dear, what you doing? Hey. Hey, kitty. Hey. Oh, you can't have the phone, little girl. No, you can't have the phone. No phone for Kitty. No phone for Kitty. Are you going to jump down? Well, thank you, John. So kind of you to say. I mean, yeah, YouTube looks at all of that. All of those things. Oh, goodness. I nearly tripped over a cat. Oh, you've taken my chair. You've taken my chair. Now another one's taken my chair. What about me? Where will I sit? In the broken chair? In the broken chair? Well, they were going too fast for this country road. Goodness. Yeah, yesterday, was Columbus Day, so there was no mail. And I put a letter in the mailbox, and I thought, well, I guess I got the letter out there too late. And because I waited and waited, and I said, because I wasn't in a hurry to get out there because they're usually late after a holiday, and she didn't run to 4:30. I'm like, and she still, I was out in the front watering and saw her, and she still had a van full of packages and stuff. So a holiday just makes it where people have twice as much work to do the next day. Same thing like for the people who pick up garbage and any of that, where they get that day off, but it doesn't really work like a day off. It's twice as much work the next day. Hey there. Well, it sure is quiet in chat. Usually I have quite a few people in chat. Very unusual. Of course, I didn't get my, I came on too early because a lot of people don't realize that YouTube will only send out 3 notifications a day. And I already used my 3. So I wasn't really expecting anyone to be here. It does show people are watching. They're just not really engaging. But that's okay. John's here. And I'm here with the kitties. And it's not hot. And that's the important thing, that it's not hot. And that the kitties are here. Sitting in a broken chair. In a food dish. It does make it go by faster when you have people to talk to. You know. Some conversation. I had an odd conversation with someone today who was, it was very, it was just distressing with a person today. I hear you mewing. You're about to come over here and get in my lap and scratch my leg again, aren't you? Yes. And try to attack the phone. I got a kitty here. Oh, that one's gonna run. She is in my lap. No, you can't touch the phone. No. No phone touching. No phone touching. Now move it too fast and it has to refocus. It has to refocus. Okay, we can't see cats from that angle. I'm getting up. We're going to go look at Edo again. Let's go look at Edo, Princess. This is Princess that I'm about to put down, everyone. That's Princess. Yes, that's Princess. The kittens had a snake earlier. Oh, about an hour before I went on. They were playing with one of them had a little small snake, and the others wanted it, and the one who had it like, no, my snake, go away. They catch anything they see that they can catch. Grasshoppers. They had a little mouse this morning. Well, it wasn't that little, but they got rid of it. Which is good. That's why you want a cat around, to get rid of things. Well, hello, Edo. Say hello to everyone in chat, Edo. Say hello. You'll talk, won't you, Edo? Yes, you will. You want to come for a walk with me, Edo? I'm going to go to the field. Some beautiful sunlight. I like the way it shines between the trees. And I'm going to go for a walk. Y'all want to come for a walk with me? Okay. I'm talking like I'm talking to someone. They're like, who is that odd woman with that odd accent? I'm going to the field to sit down. The kittens keep trying to touch the phone. And they have dispersed. The kittens have dispersed. And there's not many people watching anyway. And I just wonder who is watching. Hello out there. Say something. That car just went by and then they turned around and went back by. You don't see that much out here. There's some kittens. They're coming back out. I'll go back out here where the kittens are. Mountain lions. Oh my goodness. I would be cautious in the woods. I have heard about them attacking people, like especially up in the Pacific Northwest. I have heard of that. Especially if they're hungry or have young, that they'll just jump out from the middle of nowhere. These people were on a
mountain bikes, and they were on a trail. I think it's Washington, Oregon, something like that. And someone just, they were just going along, and all of a sudden it leapt out and knocked her off her bicycle. And she just happened to have a couple of people with her, and they kept got the mountain lion off of her so it didn't kill her, but she was horribly wounded. The thing that worries me here are the wild boar. Well, we have had bear sightings. I see people put out the videos of bear, but they usually run away from people. But them wild boar, I've heard, can be very aggressive. And I've heard more and more reports of people having, seeing the wild boar or having them tear up their fields and destroy their crops and everything else. This is so odd that it shows people are watching, but no one is engaging. That's very unusual. I mean, I know you're here, John, but it's very unusual that people are not saying anything. I would almost think that my chat, the phone was frozen, but I have two phones here. See, here's the other phone. And sometimes one does freeze. So it's very unusual that whoever is coming by here to watch is not leaving anything in the, say anything in chat. That's very unusual. At least people will say hello, or a lot of people ask where you're from, things like that. So if anybody's out there that got any questions, or if you just want to insult me, go ahead. I normally get the insults of like, your picture quality is not that great. And I'm like, well, there's no Wi-Fi. I'm just doing this with the cell phone. Oh, hey, I got somebody here I know else. That's a new person here. It's Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Thanks, Michelle, for being here. I didn't think anybody was showing up at all. I'm like, nobody wants to see me today. That's okay. The cats have already finished eating, Michelle. I have one in my lap. I don't know where all they have dispersed to. Here's one here in my lap. It's hard to get a shot of a kitten while it's in your lap, but yeah, they've already ate and ran. Well, hello, Carl. Thanks for being here, Carl. Oh, you're on your way to bed, yes. Well, Carl, I hope you have a great night's sleep. I'm not really good at sleeping. And if I do go to sleep, I always end up waking up again. Oh, well, thank you for saying I'm awesome, Michelle. I don't know about that. I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I have, everybody. Yes, everyone, go check out Carl's channel. I am doing well, Michelle. I had an odd day, Michelle. Now, I don't know if anybody wants to hear about the odd thing that happened to me. I'm getting up so we can see the kitty instead of it sitting in my lap. But, it was good. I had to run the water hose today and water things I just planted because it's so dry here. We haven't had a rain. So I had to take the water hose that was up here and take it all the way around back there to the field. And water, and it's so dry. It's like I keep watering and watering, and it's just not, doesn't seem to be soaking in. I need to, someone suggested making an opening in the, like taking a bottle or something, or digging a hole and then leaving it open and then pouring the water in it to get it down to the roots. Oh, Michelle, I had an odd encounter with a neighbor, which I've only met her twice, and the second encounter was, well, kind of like the encounter I had today. I took a letter to the mailbox, and she stopped me. She just happened to be going by, and she said, she's talking about the fence, and she thought it was her fence, but it's not. It's my fence, or my mother's fence. And she said, why would people put, I told her no. I said, the property actually goes beyond the fence. I said, a few feet of what's in your yard is not yours. It actually belongs to me, and I can take you back there and I can show you the surveying stake. There's a surveying stake back there. Oh, no, I'd never go in the woods. I'm afraid of snakes. I'm afraid of snakes. And I'm like, well, I can show you. And I said, she said, well, there's some stuff going over the fence, like hedgerows or something. And she says, I just don't like the way it looks, and I want you to cut it. And I said, well, I don't have the money to pay somebody to cut it, because I spent $200 last year paying somebody to cut it last year. It grew back. I said, but you're free to cut it. And I said, but, if it's going over your fence and you think it's in your yard, that's actually probably my property, or my mother's property too. And she's like, oh, I don't know why the fence is there. I was like, no, the fence was put up by my uncle, and it's way beyond the property line. I can show you where your stakes are and everything. The landscaping stakes. Nope. She didn't want to go to the woods and look at them. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She didn't even know where her own property ended back there. She says, well, where's my property? How much do I have? Well, I can take you back there and show you. Oh, no, I'd never go into the woods. I'd never go to the woods. I'm like, okay. You shouldn't live out in the country if you're so afraid of snakes. That's what I say. But they did. The kittens did have a snake today. I made a brief video. They called him a little snake. And they were having fun with it, weren't you? Yes, you were. I don't know what happened to it. I went in for a second. I came back out. It was gone. Anyway, it was just odd that she kept saying, well, I want to buy that over there. And I already told her, no, I don't want to buy it. She said, well, if you need money, you could sell that, and you could get enough, you could get you another car. I said, I don't need another car. I don't want to sell it. I told her I go back there and I make YouTube videos just about every day. I go through them woods, and I have a YouTube channel, and I make videos with my cats back there. I don't want to sell it. I don't know if she's being mean. I think she's being condescending and trying to. Last year she really tried to pressure my mother into selling her just a half acre, and my mother doesn't want to sell any of it. We use it. Was it poisonous, John, or did y'all stay around long enough to figure out if it was poisonous? Yeah, this woman was acting like I won't even go to the back of her own property because she's that afraid of snakes. And I said, well, I can show you where your landscaping flags and everything are. The land surveying flags. I said, I know, I go by there all the time. She didn't even want to go look at her own property. She was like, I don't want to go back there. I mean, well, okay. I said, I haven't seen a snake out there in years. Literally years since I've seen a snake. And even then, if I saw one, it's probably just like a garter snake or something like that. I did made the mistake of telling her about 9 years ago I saw a rattlesnake. And, oh my goodness, a rattlesnake in the woods. Oh my God. So close to my house. And I'm like, well, you know, if you don't bother it, it's not going to bother you, you know. Yeah, they do startle you, John. Seeing a snake will make you jump, because you at first when you first see it, it's sort of that instinctual thing to jump, and you don't. At first, you don't know, is that poisonous? It's not poisonous. It's just sort of instinct to hop away when you see a snake. You're like, get away, get away. One time, many years ago, me and my mother were out there walking in the woods, and there was one hanging, and it was in a tree limb, but it was hanging way down, and she made a bend in the trail, and that snake hung down in front of her face. She had a fit. She did. She was hopping around. She was like, oh my God. She screamed. It was like, oh my God, snake. She almost walked right into it. Now, I did see something I think they call a black racer last year, and it was long and black. And I encountered it when I was walking with Miracle. And I have a video. I should put it on. I do have a video of this, just the snake climbing the tree, but I should put it on a playlist, Miracle encountering the snake, because his reaction to the snake was, I gotta get that. Miracle wanted that snake so badly. I mean, and when I pulled him back, because we'd kind of made the bend around the trail, and there was this long, long black snake, not poisonous in any way, but he thought, well, yeah, I got to get that. Miracle wanted that snake. And, well, I didn't want him tangling with it. And so I tried pulling him back on his leash. I tried pulling back on that leash. And he was not happy about that. And I had on a short sleeve shirt and a long sleeve shirt. So I took off the top layer shirt and I threw it over him. Because, I mean, he was growling and snarling. And he wouldn't let me drag him out of the woods. And, I mean, he just turned into a different cat. So I took one of my shirts off and I threw it over his head just so I could pick him up and carry him out of the woods to keep him from going after that snake. I guess it's like, it was something he wanted, and he didn't like it when I kept it from him, but I'd never seen him react that way. I think it was the first time he'd ever saw a snake. But it was non-poisonous, but it was really long. And then it just went on and slithered up the tree. Well, she sees something. Well, hello, John. There's another John here. John, I just got into a debate about surveying the land. You know who I was thinking about when I was debating with my neighbor about land boundaries? John Swarznick. Yes, I was thinking about you the whole time. Thank you, John, for being here. And thank God for land surveying where you can show them where the stake is. But she wouldn't go look at it. She wouldn't go look at it. I told her, I know where it's at. But no, she wouldn't go look at it. Speaking of which, that looks like, no, that's somebody else. But it looks like the same kind of car she's driving. And she's backing up. Yes, you're the pro, aren't you, John? No, they're backing up. I hope that ain't her again. I don't feel like I can count it. No, they're just turning around. Same kind of white vehicle. Well, we only have 10 here, and she wants me to sell it, y'all. She wants me to sell part of it to her, and I'm saying no. I don't want to sell it. And I already told her that last year. We already had the whole discussion. But, it was professionally surveyed after my grandfather died, and they put out John knows what I'm talking about, that stake in the ground with the flag on it. Is it called a surveying post, John? Oh. And anyway, where the fence is not where the property boundary is. They always thought the property boundary was somewhere else. And then once it was professionally surveyed to put it into my grandmother's name, they discovered that it was actually several feet difference. And the thing that she's whining and moaning and complaining about, that she doesn't like the way something looks, is actually still on my property. Or my mother's. It's not mine. And she said, well, if your mother passes away, who gets it? Like me, I'm an only child. And she says, well, do you have kids? And I'm like, no. And she says, well, if you die, who gets it? Is the state going to take it? And I said, I'm going to leave it to someone. All these questions that were none of her business. Well, hello, Isabella. Thank you for being here today, Isabella. The cats have eaten and they have dispersed. Up there goes a doe. I'm trying to keep some cats on the camera to keep you. Yeah, there's a pipe, John. There is a pipe in the ground. And at one time it had the little ribbon on it. Now, I've never seen them use a stone around here, John. Oh, she went into the brush. Yeah, there's a pipe. And what it is, they had it surveyed. And this man who used to keep cattle back there, he said he didn't like the surveying stake. Yeah. This man didn't like the surveying stake. And he said it was in his way. He wasn't disputing whether or not it was right. He just didn't like the stake, the pipe sticking up. So he would take up the pipe. And my uncle would say, no, we paid to have that surveyed and you can't take that up. And he said, well, it's in my way, but he says it's on my property. So the man who owned the property next to it took it up. And then my uncle put it back, and they took it up and put it back. And they did this every day. It was like a dance these two old men did with that pipe until my uncle cemented it into the ground. He poured cement in the ground, put the pipe in it, let it set up. The man he didn't move it anymore. They did it for years. He's like, yeah, I want to see him move it now. I don't know anything about the deed. I just know they had it resurveyed when it went through succession. But this neighbor is complaining about, some of that hedgerow is coming over onto her, what she says is her property. And I informed her, well, just because you see that fence there, that's not the property line. The property line is about 3 feet over. And I said, I can take you out there and I can show it to you. And she didn't want to go because she's afraid of snakes. And then she wanted to know where her own property line was. The woman didn't even know where her own property was. Well, no, they always put it back at the exact same spot. You know, every day, over and over and over. But where the old fence was there when they moved here. Back in 1953, the fence was an old barbed wire fence. Oh, they're all up in there. I can't see them. And so they always assume, well, that's the property line. So when somebody on the other side of the property started building houses on the other side, they put up like an 8-foot wood fence, one of them wood panel fences. And the woman always thought it was her fence. I'm like, well, why would, she said to me, well, why would these people who lived here before me, put the fence up on your property? I said, the people who lived here did not put the fence up. I said, my uncle put that fence up. It's on my property. It's my fence. Or I said, my mother's property. Last year, she tried to intimidate my mother, bully my mother into selling her an acre. And my mother's like, I don't want to sell it. Well, hello, Dunya Hewen. Thank you for being here. I truly do appreciate it. I'm trying to get cats on camera, but they're all gone, y'all. They're all out in the thicket. We can't enjoy cats. I'm so sorry. We can enjoy trees and be complaining about property lines. And the woman didn't even know where her own property line was. And I offered her to go for a walk with her and show it to her, because it was just surveyed maybe 8 years ago when the people behind her were selling. Well, hello, Photos Against Anxiety. It's Demi from Washington. Thank you, Demi, for being here. I appreciate it. The cats have ate and left, y'all. They ate and left. They're all out here in this thicket. Yeah, that's right. The fence was not on the exact property line. And she thought that was the property line, and I informed her, no, it's a few feet off, and I can prove it. Sure is a lot of traffic today. And she didn't even want to see her own property line. I said, I know where your property line is. It's back there with a flag on it. When the people behind you went to sell, it was just surveyed. There's those ties on it. Do you want to see? No, I can't go into the woods. There might be a snake. And I'm like, well, it's your property. And she's like, oh, I'm afraid, but maybe I could clear all that out. And I'm like, yeah, if you don't like it, you can clear it all out. Sure as you can do what you want. Like, don't live in the country if you're afraid of snakes. That's the moral of the story. And if you don't believe where the property line is, get your own surveyor. John can come survey it. Hey, John, do you have to be licensed in a state to survey, or can you go anywhere and do a survey? Well, hello, Mertz. I can't say your name, but thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't. There's a fence there. It was old when they moved here in 1953. It's so old that the barbed wire fence has already had trees grow around it, John. Oh, we get you a license and come survey here in Louisiana, John. Oh, the trees have actually grown around the barbed wire. And so they always thought that was the property line, so they put up a fence and they went to do the survey, and it's actually not where the barbed wire was. It's not, she's not a very smart woman and really jumpy about snakes. I'm not going to go into any woods. And she says, what, you're out there in the woods? And I said, she wanted me to sell that. And I'm like, I go out there every day. I said, I have a YouTube channel, and I go out there with my cat, and I make videos. And she's like, what, you walk in those woods? You go into the woods? And I'm like, yes, I'm out there every day, and I make videos about it on YouTube. I said, I have over 6,000 subscribers, and I take my cat out there with a harness. She says, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm just walking with my cat. And she says, you mean people actually look at you walking around with your cat in the woods? Yes, they do. Oh, have you ever had to go to court, John? Have you ever had to go to court and say this is what you found? And I'm sure there's a dispute about property lines all the time. The cats are all over the place tonight. I'm sorry if y'all want to see the cats. They are moving around a lot, going to places I cannot show y'all. They're here. I apologize deeply for not getting to see kitties and just trees. There's one. There's a cat. There's a cat, y'all. It's Rosemary. Thank you, Rosemary, for being here. And for anyone who was here last night, I wasn't being rude. The phone just died. It ran out of battery without giving me the notification. Oh. They're not being very helpful to me today, Rosemary. They're running around and I can't camera for people to enjoy. They're just everywhere. Here, there, everywhere. I keep hearing cars slowing down. Rosemary, I was telling about my unfortunate incident with a neighbor. They keep going down that driveway over there. Huh. And I'd already had an encounter with her about a year and a half ago, telling her we're not interested in selling. And she's like, well, who will get it when you die, if you have no children? Because she kept asking me my lineage and who has this and who has that. Yeah, and it didn't even give me the notification, Rosemary. It makes that sound, and I know the time is nigh. It's the event is about to happen, and it just shut down. I'm like, well, thank you for letting me know. I didn't want anybody to think I was rude. And then today someone was being kind of snippy with me, and I kept my calm. You don't want to get into a tussle with a neighbor. Even though I've only met her. This is the third time I've ever met her. And she's like, she said, well, what are you going to do with it after your mother dies? I said, I might not stay here. I want to go to Oregon. She says, well, you have family in Oregon? I said, no, I'm a iris hybridizer, and Oregon is the best place for growing irises. She says, you have irises? I said, I have hundreds of iris. I breed them. I told her I breed them, and that's why I want to go to Oregon. And she's like, you mean you have all those flowers and you haven't shared them with me? And I'm like, I'm like thinking, she wants me to give her flowers. I said, well, I have daylilies too. What? You've never given me, your neighbor, any daylilies? And I'm like, I don't know her. Why would I give someone I don't know my much beloved flowers? I got the sound, y'all. I heard it today, y'all. I got the sound. I heard it. I don't know. I'm particular about who I give my flowers away to, because I'm kind of like, giving away an animal. I only want to give my flowers to someone I think that can provide them with a good home, who actually love them. I treat my iris like most people treat their pets. There's a cat there. I'm going to the car. I'm going to try to get it plugged in before it goes dead. But if it goes dead, thank you for being here. I'm making it to the car, getting to the car. Yeah, I don't just give my flowers away to just anybody. I like it to be people who like the flowers and are going to take care of it, and I want to make sure it gets a good home. I know that sounds weird. It's just a plant, but they're plants I paid a lot of money for and have pampered. Hey, y'all. I got it plugged in before it went dead. Go figure. It'll probably still go dead anyway. But now the pictures, I moved too quick and the picture's not focusing. We can see a blurry view of the trees. Oh yeah, I've been hybridizing flowers, irises, and some daylilies for a while. Oh, John, I'm obsessed by my iris. They're alive, and I hybridize them and I divide them, and that's what I did today. Some things I dug up and transplanted from the front all the way back to the field. It hasn't rained. It's so dry here. And I was so worried that they're not gonna take root without any water. And I had to take the hose from the front where the watering hole is all the way back there to the field and twist it around and try to keep them from dying. They're just not going to root without water. You know, Rosemary, it's always been my dream to see a lilac. They will not grow here. We are not in the zone for lilacs. I have every color of iris you can imagine, Rosemary. Rosemary, have you ever looked at my playlist about my flowers? You can see some of my iris and some of my daylilies and stuff. I have black ones, pink, purple, yellow, lavender, bluish, striped, speckled, every color you can think of iris. I collected them for many years. It's Debbie! Yeah, Rosemary, I would think it would be too hot for them there in southern California. Yeah, John, they don't like humidity. Lilacs do not like humidity or heat. They have hybridized a lilac that will tolerate the heat and humidity, but when they hybridized it, it lost the smell. So, to creating something that would tolerate the heat, it lost the smell, and that's why a lot of people like a lilac. I've never smelled one. I've never seen one. It's always been my dream. I did meet a woman at Walmart one time who said she had used to live in Idaho, and she had lilacs, and they and loved them. Yeah, I have some hyacinths, Debbie. They are sweet, and I'll get the bulbs, and they look good the first year. Second year, they do not do much. Then the third year, they hardly even pop up at all. It's just, I don't know if it gets so dry and the bulbs start to shrivel. But, oh, they're sweet. I love all flowers. I've never seen a flower I didn't like. But if y'all want to go, I have a whole playlist of just flowers. If y'all want to see a few of my things. When I had my business and I had a good order, I'd always treat myself to some flowers. If I had a really big order and I made a lot of money, I'm like, I worked hard and I'm going to treat myself. And it was always irises, and then if I had any money left over, it would be daylilies. And I can't buy anything like that now, but when I'm working with them and they're blooming, I just say I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor, the hard work I did do. I can still enjoy what I got from that. And it's I miss not being able to buy them, but I can transplant them and move them around, and then don't keep up with what I put where, so it'll be a surprise when it blooms and stuff like that. Yeah, that's one of the first things to bloom around here, John, is the hyacinth. A lot of things cannot take heat and stuff. But maybe rosemary, the lilac grows there because it's hot, but no humidity. I think the lilacs do not like the humidity. Maybe. Yeah. A lot of times, flowers, it gets warm and things think it's spring and they come up. And the next thing you know, it's a freeze, and it's just too bad, so sad. Okay, a shade of a tree. Okay, I've always wanted to smell one. There's a few other things like peonies. You can't grow a peony here, and I see them in catalogs, and they're gorgeous. I want one so bad. They will not grow here. I think they only go to zone 7, and we're in 8. And I've heard other people say, even people who are in zone 7, it was a gardening show, and he was in zone 7, but he says the only peonies that he can get to work for him are if they're only the early blooming peonies. That hell and white won't focus. There it goes. It's trying to focus. Let's look at some trees. Oh, my flowers bring me so much joy. I'm just all my problems seem far away when I'm working with flowers. Well, hello, Paul. Thank you for being here today, Paul. I truly do appreciate it. Yeah, it might be the humidity, John. Yeah, I miss buying flowers. That when I had money, I would have. Of course, I had to have something decent clothes to go see my clients because they were all rich and frou frou shishi. Everybody, not every client I have at 99.9 were rich, and I had to look a certain way to go see them. So I needed something to go see the client, and then something to do the delivery because I would have to deliver. And so I would have to have some decent clothes. But I bought flowers, and I miss not being able to buy flowers. I mean, a lot of these camellias here I bought. My mother already had some, but I bought more, and a lot of the azaleas, and I really miss not buying things and planting. I always do the fall plantings, so I just moved things around. I just moved the flowers around just to be with my flowers. Give me something to do. And oh yeah, we'll have camellias blooming all winter here. All winter long we will have camellias. And Unless we have an Arctic blast. Like a couple years ago, we had the Arctic blast, and the camellias were just starting to come out, and it froze every bud on every camellia. And it was so weird having a winter here with no camellias, because that's just part of winter here. Well, hello, New Niffy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. I bet you they do like it there. They only do good for 1 year here, the hibiscus, and then that's it. That's it. The things that really do well here are azaleas and camellias, and gardenia really do good. We have tons of gardenias. I made a whole gardenia video this year. I don't know if I ever put it on my flower playlist, but it was when my mother moved here, she bought cuttings and pieces from where she lived before, from hydrangeas and camellias and azaleas. I mean, she dug a lot of stuff. Anything she could dig up, she bought with her. And she took cuttings of the gardenias, and it was just a little cutting, and they're massive. And I did a whole video where I did nothing but walk around this giant gardenia. I've never seen either of those, John. Gardenia rhymes with my big tabby girl's name, Sardinia. Yes, it does. John, I've always wanted to see a rhododendron and all those things. Never, they just don't have them here. I always wanted to see it. Yeah, I think I like mountains myself. I want to see a mountain so bad, but I know I won't. I won't ever get to. I'm stuck. Can't go anywhere. I always used to say someday. I always put that, well, I'm here now, but someday. Someday. And someday is not coming for me. I know that now. But that's okay. I'm going to do the best I can with where I'm at and what I'm doing. Y'all ever, since we're speaking of flowers, you ever heard of that saying, bloom where you're planted? And I'm planted here, so I'm going to bloom here. I'm going to enjoy the things I do have here. I'm going to enjoy my woods and my cats and my flowers. And tomorrow I'm going shopping and I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting chocolate. So, you know, it's not a perfect situation, but I'm going to make the best of it. Like, people criticize my live streaming quality. I've had a few people come on and say snarky comments about it. There's no Wi-Fi. I have no Wi-Fi. Oh, it's Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. John, tomorrow's my big shopping day. And, oh, you never got to see a mountain, Debbie? Oh. I saw like a little small mound in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was sort of mountainy. I think I see a cat. I'm going to go show y'all. Okay. Yes, there's a cat. Let's go see a cat. I got the phone charged some. It's Ethereal, everyone. Ethereal's here. And there goes my notification once again. I got out of the car, and as soon as I walked over here to see a kitty, I got that notification again. Cat room. Thank you for being here, Cheerful Cat Room. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone for being here. This phone's about to die again, y'all. Someone told me in this morning's chat to get a, yeah, that's the sun. Get a battery pack. I'm going to, probably not tomorrow. I got so much stuff to get at Walmart tomorrow. But if I get a battery pack and plug it into this phone, like I'm doing the car charger. No, Ethereal, you don't get in the car. That I plugged it into the car charger, but yeah. So I'm gonna look at a battery pack so I can live stream longer. And somebody said they're not very expensive, but tomorrow I've got so much to do tomorrow. It's my big shopping day. So, but I'll look into it maybe the next day because I try to divide it up into 2 days. Because I have to take my mother with me and she won't go into the store. My mother has not been into a store since March of 2020, y'all. That's 4.5 years since my mother has set foot in a store. So she just sits in the car. Well, I'm not going to leave her sitting in the car for a long time, so I divide all the things I need to do into 2 days. But yeah, I've had a few people tell me get one of those battery packs. But I have I've had a few people come on and criticize the clarity of the live stream quality. Well, I know. I'm looking at the phone. I'm seeing my other phone. I'm seeing what y'all are seeing too. I'm seeing exactly what y'all are seeing. See, I'll show you. See, here's the phone. So I'm watching the live stream like y'all are. I know that what I say takes a few seconds to get out there to y'all. And I tell them I don't have Wi-Fi. They're saying your picture's blurry. What you got going on? I'm like, I live in the woods and I don't have Wi-Fi. And the only reason I'm able to live stream is because I'm near a tower. There's a tower less than a mile from here. Otherwise, I probably would not be able to live stream without Wi-Fi. I always say I'm doing the best I can with what I have. Yeah, Rosemary, it's always people who just pop in. They just pop in and they say something and they're like, what kind of phone do you have? Your picture's blurry. Or, where are you at? I apologize and tell them I'm doing the best I can with what I have. But I go back and I look at my live streams. A lot of times they look better once they get uploaded. That's right, Rosemary. If you got stranded on the side of the road, there was no phone to call somebody. You just hope somebody came along who was willing to help you and they weren't psychotic. You have to say, I hope this person that's stopping to help me with my flat tire isn't crazy. It's usually probably almost always a young person who don't remember a time before cell phones. Rosemary, so did my mother. They did not have indoor plumbing. And when they moved down here, they bought an older house that did not have a bathroom. And my mother's uncles and things came down here and put in plumbing for them. in their house, a bathtub and a toilet. They thought they were living good then because they got indoor plumbing. And then they got a TV. My mother thought TV was the best thing she'd ever seen. She still loves TV. She's looking at TV right now. She's been looking at TV all day. She loves TV. But she remembers before there was TV. That's okay, Sydney Cat. That's fine. Thank you for being here, Sydney Cat. Oh, yeah, this road out here that y'all can see when I'm looking at the watering hole was not paved till the late 60s. I was just talking to a woman about that a couple of weeks ago and how they would not come out here and pave this road. When my mother was a little girl, this road was not paved. And I was talking to the woman who was married to someone who was prominent, and they moved out here, and it wasn't paved. And they went and petitioned the police jury and demanded that they pave this road because at the time only a few people lived here. And I think she said it was late 60s, like 68 or something like that, before this road out here actually got paved. But she said that her husband is the one who went to the police jury and demanded, because the school buses were coming through here, and they got it paved. Yeah. Someone, Infinity is here. Well, hello, Infinity. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. I know I didn't get a notification for this live stream. I was beyond notifications, but for all of you who have shown up, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Kind of had that difficult encounter with the neighbor today. Kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit. Kind of got me wound up, and I didn't have any calming chocolate to enjoy. But I'll get that chocolate tomorrow. But I was upset today by this woman and her attitude. She couldn't believe anyone would watch me walk my cat in the woods. She really didn't believe that anyone would watch me in the woods with my cat. And I told her, I have 6,300 subscribers, so somebody's watching me in the woods with my cat. Whether she believes it or not. Yeah, I wish we could see more than just the trees. But as soon as I unplug this, I know it's going to make that sound again. And I don't like putting it. Let's see. As soon as I unplugged it, there it went. Oh, Sydney Cat. After I got off your live stream today, and I went outside and I was moving my hose around, and I went and put something in the mailbox, and I encountered a neighbor, and they were trying to bully me into selling some of our land. And I told her it was not for sale. And she's like, well, if you're so hard up, they could give you some money. And I'm like, well, I use that land. So, people. There's Lockett, everyone. Here's Lockett. Here's Lockett. There's Lockett. Under my feet. Hey, dear baby. Everybody's just been looking at trees and they didn't get to enjoy the kitties. And here's Ethereal. Let's go say hello to Ethereal. There's Ethereal with his little tiny white spot on his nose. Yeah, they were just very bullying. And and they let me know they worked for the sheriff's department. I don't care who you work for. I don't want to sell my land or my mother's land. Here's Kaisera. Here's Kaisera. Hey, Kai, with her puffy tail. I mean, my mother doesn't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it. I told her I walk back there every day and do videos with my cat. And she's like, what? You walk in the woods? You walk in the woods? Anyway, people. That's why we like cats. Because of people the way they are. The more I know about people, the more I like my cats. Yes. Yeah, there's Kaisera. Hey, Kaisera. They caught a snake today, and I got video of them playing with the snake. I haven't posted it yet, but they did have a little snake today. Y'all be on the lookout for the video of, and I'm not even sure what kind it is. It might have been a poisonous snake. It was small, but they had them a snake, and they was having a time with it, y'all. Kaisera's getting a drink, and somehow or other one of their plates ended up in the watering hole. Yeah, you like your watering hole, don't you? Yes, you do. And I'll show y'all the pretty sunset. Look. Very nice. Let me angle the phone. It all depends on how you angle the phone, how you catch it, like, sort of like that. It's a beautiful glow. Okay, we got a nice sunset. Oh, huh. Okay, yeah, I made a couple. One, I think one's going to be a short and one's going to be a regular one. I was trying to stand back from it. And then we got cats, and it's just a nice evening. And this phone's about to die. I don't want to keep plugging it up to the car charger. I gotta look for a battery pack, y'all. Gotta look. It's gonna take me a while to get this phone charged back up. And I appreciate everybody being here. Sydney Cat, Debbie, Cheryl, John. There was another John here earlier. Rosemary. And I enjoyed our flower talk. I could talk about flowers literally all day. I am flower obsessed. And if anyone wants to go see some of my flowers, I have a playlist on my channel called Flowers. And if y'all want to go peek at it and see some of my things. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone and thank you all for being here. I don't know what time I'll be live streaming in the morning. I have a big trip tomorrow. And but I will be back live streaming at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening instead of the 5. I will be here at 6, God willing. I'm going to give it a try. If y'all want to come visit with me again, I appreciate it. One more look at the beautiful sunlight going down. And I hope you all have a good night, and thank you all for being here. I love all y'all. All y'all. I appreciate you so much. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.